Hey guys, traders normally combine multiple time frames to get a more accurate analysis and a better entry. However, if you apply all the trading concepts from monthly time frames to lower ones, your chart will likely look like this, which is confusing and useless. So, is there any way to combine multiple time frames and still have a simple and clear analysis that is actually helpful and not confusing? Yes, there is, and that is the topic of this video. Today, we are going to explain what top-down analysis is, why it is important, and show you our technique to do it the right way. By the end of this video, you will know exactly which time frames to combine and how to apply price action and smart money concepts on each time frame. So guys, thank you for hitting the like button and for sharing your thoughts in the comments. So what is top-down analysis? Top-down analysis means starting chart analysis with higher time frames, like weekly and daily, and then moving down to smaller details, like 4-hour, 1-hour, and 15-minute, to get a more accurate analysis. Now, why is top-down analysis so important? Top-down analysis is important because it helps you understand the market conditions better before you take any trade. When you start from higher time frames, you can clearly see the overall trend, strong levels of market structure. Then, when you move down to lower time frames, you can find cleaner entries and avoid trades that go against the bigger picture. In short, it keeps you on the right side of the market, reduces bad trades, and gives you more confidence in your decisions. For example, here we have a clear downtrend on the 15-minute chart. Placing a short trade on a pullback might look like a great idea to follow the trend. However, if we check the 4-hour time frame, we can see that the price has reached a key market structure level. This means there is a higher chance that the price will react to this level, making you question whether the short trade is still a good idea. On the contrary, here we have an uptrend on the 1-hour time frame. If we switch to the daily time frame, we can see that there is still plenty of space before the price reaches the next key level. So, when we go back to the 1-hour chart, we can open a long trading setup confidently and target the daily structure. In the third trading example, we have a consolidation on the 5-minute chart, where the price looks trapped inside a box. A break to either side could signal the next move. However, if we zoom out to the 1-hour chart, we can see that the higher time frame direction is actually bullish. This means we should focus only on buying, since the overall trend is bullish. If the price breaks below the range, there is a higher chance that it will end up being a failed breakout. If the price returns back inside the range, we can look for long entries aligned with the higher time frame direction. In another trading example, we have a pullback to a supply area, but we are uncertain whether the price will reject and give us a selling opportunity, so we can zoom into a lower time frame to add more confirmation to our trade. A good reversal signal on the lower time frame could be waiting for the price to break below the trend line or waiting for a change of character by breaking below the previous market structure level. After that, we can even look for new supply zones on the lower time frame and enter with more accuracy. All of these examples show how combining multiple time frames can help you get clearer analysis and more precise entries. But the benefits of top-down analysis or multi-time frame trading do not end here. However, this does not mean you have to start from a very high time frame, like the monthly chart, and apply every concept you know. We have to keep our trading simple, because simplicity helps us avoid confusion, stay consistent, and make better decisions. So let's continue with the smart risk top-down analysis technique. This trading technique starts from the higher time frames, including the weekly and daily charts. The main chart analysis is done on the 4-hour and 1-hour charts. For extra confirmation, you can zoom into the 15-minute and 5-minute charts, but this part is optional. By combining price action and smart money concepts, the goal of this top-down analysis is to identify the true market direction and the key levels, spot high-quality zones, and enter a clean trade. Now let me show you how to apply it step by step on the price chart. Step 1. Start with the weekly time frame. On this higher time frame, the only thing we need to focus on is identifying and marking key market structure levels. That's all we use the weekly chart for. We don't apply any other concepts here because they aren't necessary. Our main trading time frame is the 1-hour chart and lower. The reason we mark these levels is that when price taps into them, we expect a strong reaction, so we need to see them clearly when working on the lower time frames. But what are market structure levels? Market structure levels are important price zones on a chart where the market has previously shown a strong reaction. Every reaction can be identified as a market structure level, but here are 5 key criteria that make a level strong. Number 1. Acted as both support and resistance. When a market structure level has previously acted as both support and resistance, it becomes more important and increases the chance that the price will reject it again. Number 2. The move away was drastic. If the price moved away from an area very strongly before, it means the level is important, and the price may react strongly there again. Number 3. Multiple rejections. If an area has multiple rejections, it means traders reacted at that same level many times, which makes the level more important. More rejections mean the level is stronger, but they do not guarantee it will hold again. Only after a break and retest can we confidently expect a rejection. Number 4. Turning points. Turning points are areas that have caused the market to reverse its trend in the past. Because the market views these zones as overvalued or oversold, there is a higher chance that the price will react to them again when it returns. Number 5. Recently respected. Recently respected or newly formed levels are more likely to create a strong reaction because fresh levels are generally stronger than older ones. Now that you understand what makes a market structure level strong and important, let's go back to the weekly time frame and mark those levels on the chart. Here we have the euro-dollar on the weekly chart. We don't want to overload the chart with lines, so only draw the market structure levels that are near the current price. When drawing these levels, keep in mind that you should place them at prices where you can capture the greatest number of touches. Whether you draw from the candle bodies or the wicks doesn't matter. For example here, if I draw the level like this, I can only get 2 touches. But if I treat the levels as zones, not precise single lines. With that in mind, here we have a key level at the top that has acted as strong resistance multiple times, so we mark it. In the middle, this key area has rejected price several times and has acted as both support and resistance, so we mark that as well. Don't worry about being perfectly precise here, because we'll refine these levels later when we move down to the lower time frames. Finally, we draw the tip of the long lower shadow as another key weekly level from the bottom. This is all we need from the weekly time frame, just marking the key market structure levels, so we don't trade blindly when analyzing the lower time frames. Now, let's move on to the daily chart. On the daily time frame, we first adjust the weekly levels from the daily perspective and candlesticks. Next, we draw the daily key levels of market structure in a different color. The reason for this is that we want to easily distinguish between weekly and daily levels when we zoom into the lower time frames, since the higher the time frame, the more important the level becomes. On the daily time frame, above the current price, this level has acted as both support and resistance recently, and the move away from it was strong, so we draw it in. At the bottom, this level is clearly a turning point on the lower time frames, so the price will probably react to it, and we mark it as well. This is everything we need from the daily perspective. We are not applying additional concepts yet, because we still have a long way to go before we reach the 1-hour chart. Now let's move on to the 4-hour chart. Now the 4-hour chart is where we start applying the key smart money concepts: market direction, imbalance, supply and demand zones, and liquidity levels. Before we continue, let's briefly define these concepts so we know exactly what to look for on the chart and the purpose behind each one. Number 1. Market direction. When price forms a 1, 2, and 3 moves followed by a breakout, we have a trend. If price breaks above the most recent swing high again, we have a trend continuation. As long as the price stays above the latest protected swing low, the market remains in an uptrend, and we stay bullish on this pair. If we get another breakout to the upside, we identify the lowest point that caused that break as the new swing low. Once again, we remain bullish as long as the price stays above this swing low. However, if the price manages to break and close below the protected low, it forms a change of character. A change of character indicates that buyers have failed to protect the structure, and sellers are now taking control. It signals that a potential market reversal is coming. Number 2. Supply and demand zones. Supply and demand zones are areas on the chart where traders have entered the market before, causing big price moves. Normally, we mark the beginning of these big moves as the supply or demand area, and we expect the price to reject these zones when it comes back to them. However, several key factors make a supply or demand zone stronger: inefficiency, break of structure, and the push distance. Inefficiency happens when price leaves an area very quickly because there is an imbalance between buying and selling pressure. We can see this through fair value gaps left between candles. These gaps show that there wasn't enough supply or demand at that level, which makes the demand zone stronger. Break of structure, as the name says, happens when price breaks a previous structure level to the upside or downside. This shows that the market is continuing in the same direction and that buyers or sellers are still in control, which confirms the zone as a strong continuation point. The push distance refers to how far price moves away from the zone. A larger push distance usually means a stronger rejection, making the zone more reliable. Here is an example of a high-quality demand zone. The latest impulsive move meets all the rules for a strong zone. It created a fair value gap, broke the previous market structure, and pushed the price higher by a big distance compared to earlier moves. So, we can mark the first candle that started this move as the demand zone, or mark the last red candle before buyers stepped in. If price pulls back to this zone, it creates a long trading opportunity. Number 3. Liquidity. Liquidity is where stop losses and pending orders are placed. It exists below every swing high and swing low. If the price forms liquidity levels above a demand zone, the chance of that demand zone working becomes higher, because liquidity is needed for big moves in the market. Same concept applies to the supply zone. A valid liquidity grab happens when price moves below the area and triggers the stop losses, and then quickly comes back above the range. When this happens, we expect a push to the upside. Now that we have explained the basic smart money concepts and how to apply them on the chart, let's return to the 4-hour example on the euro-dollar pair. On the 4-hour chart, we can see a clear uptrend. We can mark the breakouts and also the swing points like this. However, the price has tapped into a higher time frame key level, which has the power to slow down or even reverse the trend. Additionally, just below the current price, there is a strong demand zone that coincides with a key weekly level. When price taps into this zone, we expect a strong reaction that can push the price higher. To trade this 4-hour demand zone, we need to zoom into the 15-minute chart and look for confirmations when the price enters this area. But for now, let's move to the 1-hour chart because it's the main time frame we trade. Here on the 1-hour chart, we do not have a clear trend. The market has formed a change of character in the 1-hour structure by breaking below this level, which signals that a possible reversal may be coming. But we also know the 4-hour structure is still bullish, and we have a strong demand zone below the price. So right now, the best thing to do is wait and see which side takes control. If the price breaks below the 4-hour zone, supply takes control over demand. In this case, both the 1-hour and 4-hour structures turn bearish, and we can confidently look for short trades. But if the price rejects the 4-hour demand zone and breaks above the daily structure, then both the 1-hour and 4-hour charts become bullish, and we can look for long trades. So, let's play the price forward and see what happens. Now we can see that after multiple attempts, the price finally broke below the demand zone. Now supply is in control, and both the 4-hour and 1-hour structures are bearish, so we can look for a short setup. Let's mark the breakouts and the supply zones. Here, we can also mark these equal highs, which act as a liquidity level. This creates a great trading opportunity. If the price pulls back into this supply zone, it will give us an entry. Once again, we get a breakout, and a new supply zone forms. We can enter short trades until the price reaches the next important level ahead. So guys, that's it for today's breakdown. I hope this helped you understand how to combine smart money concepts with multi-time frame analysis. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next